What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be doing some maintenance on a 2005 Chevy Avalanche. We need to do some front brakes, a wheel hub, or wheel bearing, however you want to put it, that decided to go out. And as you can clearly tell by the body and just by the overall look, it's rusty. So it's gonna be fun. I already got the rotor off, and I am going to be getting this wheel hub off shortly. Now, the main difference with wheel hubs, you will have some of these trucks, you will have non-ABS or ABS. Non-ABS, it's gonna have your ABS sensor. This was also broken, so that's why the ABS light came on. But your new one comes with the whole sensor. So, luckily, it is also bolt-in and not press-in. Press-in, you would have to take this entire knuckle off, take the upper, lower ball joint or control arms out, your sway bar and your tie rod, take all of that out, and physically with a press it out. Luckily, GM made this easy, and they made it bolt-in. The only part that sucks is the bolts. If you don't take your CV axle out, which I don't know, I don't know if that would be considered just an axle or a CV axle, since it's not front wheel drive. But regardless, to get these bolts out, you would have to take the axle out. I want to take the axle out. So we're going to see if we can, actually, wait. Nope, you have to take the axle out regardless because it slips through there. I completely forgot about that. So, regardless, you get to take the axle out. Let's see what size that axle is. All right, so the axle nut is a 36 millimeter. Bought this one from AutoZone, as you can tell, Duralast. So let's get this thing undone and yeah, continue the fun. All right, just got the nut off. Then you have this thick ass washer, and now we get to have fun and push the axle in. This is not fun. One thing I completely just forgot about until now is when you go to take the axle out, you have those bolts that you have to take out. You're not going to be able to push the axle inwards to get it out of here without taking those nuts off and then taking that part of the axle off. Drop that down and it's a lot easier to get the axle out. So let's get those out. All right, let's try and get some light in here. Let's see here. And that'll kind of work. So they are a 15 millimeter. This just makes life really easy. So yeah, let's get these bolts out and get the axle out. All right, we got all the bolts out. So now it's time to get this axle out. So you're gonna wanna come back here with your hand, pull and push down. And then that clears that, clears this part from the axle. And then this can kind of be a pain. But I'm going to just make sure it clears. I'm going to leave it right there for now, because with that light, the axle is completely cleared. So let's get this off, get the ABS unplugged, and get back to it. All right, to get this out, completely forgot about this. Since it presses out, even though you have, or it bolts out, even though you have the bolts out right now, it is still a very tight fit to the knuckle. So if it's not very rusty, you can probably use a chisel and a hammer. But for me, because it's so rusty, let's see, where did I put it? I'm more than likely going to have to use an air hammer. Easiest one is, well, cheapest one, you can get one from Harbor Freight. And then you just get, if I can get it out, a bit that looks like this. I mean, this one's been chewed up, but it's gonna have like a flat-ish face on it, like a chisel. And then you just put it right where the two join, and it will eventually come out.